Alright guys, I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on the main event of UFC 175 between Chris Weidman versus Lyoto Machida for the UFC middleweight title. Overall, this fight was a very good fight for Chris Weidman. And also a good performance, a good showing from Lyoto Machida. In this fight, Chris Weidman needed to prove that, you know what, he's not a fluke. A lot of people were giving him that title, oh, you are a fluke champion, because how he won his last two fights against Anderson Silva. At UFC 162, where he took the title from Silva, obviously because Anderson Silva was showboating, and people were saying, oh, you can't beat him again. And he did at UFC 168 in the rematch, but it was because, Anderson Silva broke his leg. And still people were giving him that title of being a fluke champion, and people were just giving him shit for no reason whatsoever, in my opinion. And tonight, he proved all the doubters wrong. He literally wins this fight against Lyoto Machida, and literally won this fight like he did. I literally gave Chris Weidman 4 rounds to 1. Alright, rounds 1, 2, and 3, it was all Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman was, the ring general in this fight. He was backing up Machida a lot of times. He was hitting him with good punches. He took him down multiple times. There's some wrestling, takedowns, if you will. Again, it was all Chris Weidman in the first 3 rounds. And in round 4, we saw the old Lyoto Machida, the Machida Fury, if you will. The same thing we saw when, Machida fought, Rashad Evans, when he fought John Jones in UFC 140 in the first round, when he fought, Rampage Jackson, all these other guys when he gave him trouble. And it seemed that in that round, Lyoto Machida was going to win, but he didn't. And then in round 5, Chris Weidman took him down. He had him grounded for a while. Then Machida came back up. And then Machida, in the final seconds, he was just punching Chris Weidman consistently. And it seemed like he was going to finish him off, but he didn't. And at the end, Chris Weidman successfully retained this title. Literally, I had, like I said, 4 rounds to 1 Chris Weidman. I think a lot of people did too. People out there were giving the 5th round to Lyoto Machida, which is fine as well. But at the end of the day, this was literally all Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman is going to be a beast at 185, in my opinion. Now the question is, who is he going to fight next? I think what's going to happen now is he's going to fight Vitor Belfort once Vitor Belfort gets all his shit together. I think that's going to happen probably on the New Year's card, if you will. Or if he gets through that, I think a lot of people still want to see Chris Weidman versus Anderson Silva Part 3. Not the hardcore fans, but the casual fans who only watch MMA whenever Anderson Silva fights. They still want to see, Anderson Silva, finish off Chris Weidman, if you ask me. It's my opinion, of course, but at the end of the day, this was a good performance by Chris Weidman. I'm looking forward to seeing when he fights next. Most likely, like I said, it'll be on the New Year's card against Vitor Belfort. It's my thoughts overall. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section of this video. Your thoughts on the main event, your thoughts on Chris Weidman, who do you want to see him fight next, and all that fun stuff. And also for Lyoto Machida, let me know. Share on all your social media, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Google+. If you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you all later in the next video. I am out. Peace.